Hello, my friends. You know, there's nothing very traditional about selling cheap t-shirts made by big corporations in sweatshops in the third world. And that's about all that companies like Teespring will offer you when you get your products made through them. And I think it's pretty obvious that when you're selling overpriced, cheap t-shirts made in places like Honduras, Haiti, Nicaragua, when you're selling these sort of products through Teespring to your audience at quite a high rate relative to the actual cost, then you're actually just milking your audience, and you're using the branding, essentially, of traditional to attract a certain niche audience that is willing to spend money to feel as though they are becoming a part of a sort of community, and to feel as though they're kind of rebelling against the system in a certain way that they still feel is sort of comfortable and convenient, where you can just think certain thoughts, have certain ideas, attach yourself to certain philosophies, and then have that advertised through things like branded products, clothing, basically cheap printed t-shirts, and to feel like you're being rebellious in a certain way and that you're finding a community. And it's a very convenient, easy way to feel like you're doing that sort of thing. But it has nothing to do with actual tradition, and it has nothing to do with genuine rebellion or freedom from the system. In fact, it's deeply embedded in the system. It relies on this modern, international, corporatist, elite-run system to exist. These cheap Teespring t-shirts that are printed with internationally sourced chemicals and cotton and shipped internationally on big boats, probably burning internationally sourced oil. It relies on the modern international economic system that is the product of the elites, that's owned and controlled by the elites that are seeking to replace us. And to make money off of that, I think, is a shameful business. If you really want to be traditional, then you should be limiting your consumption of those sorts of products as much as you possibly can. To limit your involvement in this international system as much as you possibly can. And to be doing everything within your ability to replace the things that you need from that system with locally produced, locally sourced, locally made, and preferably made by either yourself or your family or friends, products like that are made in that fashion. It's a small thing, But I think that is, in the grand scheme, the way to go. Not to try to profit, make a few quick, easy bucks, selling a sense of identity, selling a sense of rebellion, or selling a sense of being a part of some intellectual community to your followers. I mean, for a small example, my fiance is knitting a pair of socks right now. They're going to be really nice socks. She's also knitted me a hat. She's knitted me some thicker sort of slippers. And I suspect in the future she will be knitting a lot more things. And hopefully also it'd be nice if she learned how to sew and to make things like shirts or pants. And if everybody did this, at least everybody within our circles did this, we might be able to generate our own sort of insular economy where people with more free time or more skill can make this or that and sell it to other people within these circles. And to know that it's all made by our people, hopefully sourced from, ideally, farms owned by people that share our ideals, or even just farms that are more local, where you know the people. They don't even have to share our ideals, as long as we're not relying on the grand international corporate industrial system that, by the way, inevitably leads to this mixing up of peoples. It inevitably leads to this slow creep toward global governance. It's not like you can have one thing without the other. I think it's possible to have some degree of trade internationally, to have some sense of a trading network. But as it stands, the global industrialized modern economic system, I think, inevitably leads toward the situation we're in today. And to try to profit off of it, I think, is, like I've said, shameful. If you call yourself traditionalist, if you call yourself a conservative person or a traditional person, I don't think that we can all live up to the perfect ideal of living on a self-sustaining farm or living out in a rural village and completely being removed from the poisonous system that most of us live in today. I think it's unreasonable to think that we can all just immediately detach with the snap of our fingers. But it is reasonable to ask people to attempt with their best effort to approximate the sort of more wholesome, locally sourced sort of lifestyle and production, the whole economic system of local, self-sustainable, sorry, I'm focusing on driving. I think it's reasonable to ask people to approximate that ideal, to try their best to reach that point where we can detach from the corrupt system that is slowly replacing our people within their homelands, slowly erasing their traditions. We should attempt, with our best effort, to remove ourselves. And what that requires of you is to not make a profit off of that system, to not take advantage and to profit off of sweatshops in Nicaragua or Honduras and selling that to your fan base or to your audience in order to milk them of a few shekels. And especially, I don't like how it is trying to sell this identity of being a traditionalist just because you have a certain philosophy, or being a traditional person or very Indo-European person just because you have read a few books and you have a particular orthodox philosophy within that circle. Real traditional living and real being a truly traditional person is the shift in lifestyle, is getting away from the modern condition. And you can hear the modern condition just now. I'm trying to get away from it. I work hard labor 5 days a week. I'm trying to prepare my body to work on a farm. I'm trying to save up as much as I can. And I want to do it on my own, with my family's help, with my friends' help. But I don't want to make something modern like selling t-shirts or making YouTube videos my main source of income, because that, especially the scholarly, academic connected sort of thing, because that further embeds you, that makes you invested in this modern system that we should all be trying to get away from. So this was kind of a rambly video. It was all off the top of my head just because of something I was thinking about before I got into the car. But thank you for watching.